So I use a lot of different tools on this channel, but the one that people ask me about the most is the one that I'm wearing, my tool belt. People want to know where I got it from, how much it costs. They want to know if it's comfortable to wear and if it makes a big difference when I'm working. So I thought it was finally time to do a whole video on the subject. Here are a few quick things to know about what I call the Cadillac of tool belts, the adjustable fat lip system from the greatest tool belt manufacturer in the world, Occidental Leather out in Northern California. I'm Ethan James with TheHonestCarpenter.com. Let's get to it. I'll start by saying that tool belts were sort of an obsession of mine at one point. I went through probably half dozen of them in like a 10 to 15 year period, and I just couldn't find anything to fit all my needs. For instance, very early in my career I used typical leather apron belts. They're really cheap, they're extremely durable, and it's just what my dad was using when he was building, so it's kind of what I came up on. But I never really liked the lack of organization with those belts. All of your tools and fasteners just sort of wallow down in these big pouches, and everything gets jumbled together. Also, since you wear them to the front, things tend to jab you in the stomach when you gotta bend down or kneel over, things that you gotta do a lot on a job site. So at some point I switched to individual pannier models. These are systems where you buy a standard 3-inch or 4-inch belt and you begin to hang pouches off of that belt. This way you can begin to customize your setup more, plus your pouches are on your hips, sort of like gunslinger style, rather than in front of your stomach. There are a lot of different companies making these things out there in different styles, and generally they come in either leather or nylon. I really like these belts because they have way more customization for where individual tools go. More pockets, more features. But I thought all of them that I tried had some major problems too. Nylon bags are really lightweight and convenient, but within a year of getting them, I would usually push my sharp tools like chisels and screwdrivers straight through the bottom. They just weren't tough enough and the pouches wore down too fast. And the leather alternatives were good, but none of them had a suspension system that I really liked. So eventually I went on a quest to find a tool belt that incorporated everything that I needed. And inevitably where I wound up was Occidental Leather. Keep in mind, Occidental is not my sponsor. I have never communicated with them, they have never offered me anything. But look into tool belts long enough and you'll find that no other company is putting the amount of quality or effort into their products. Occidental makes a variety of tool belts and they're all worth looking into. But for me, the best model by far is the Fat Lip system, this one that I wear. They call these fat lips because the main pouches or panniers have extremely broad openings, which are stiffened to keep them open so your hands can go straight into them when you're working. Bags are a combination of nylon and leather. And Occidental even supplies plastic cups for chisels so that they never tear up the inside of the belt. They also have a crazy number of custom slots, loops, hooks, and individual pockets that keep your tools separated and positioned so you can grab them quickly. I use this long holster back here for my nail puller. Also, many models have this triangular pocket for a speed square, and my favorite, an individual molded leather holster for your tape measure. Highly convenient. You can put panniers to either side of your belt system based on your hand preference. And even more important, Occidental has what I consider the best suspension system anywhere, the Stronghold. These suspenders loop onto your belt, getting all that weight off your hips, letting you move more freely. As I said, they're handmade in Northern California, and they're meticulously engineered to stand the test of time. They do have a breaking in period. The leather is so stiff and so strong that they take time to conform to your body. But once you have your rig dialed in, eventually everything fits like a glove. It feels differently than any other tool belt I've ever worn. So, how much do they cost? Brace yourself because something this superior is not cheap. For the full Fat Lip system with the Stronghold suspenders, it's going to run you about $375. That's like 4 times more than other decent belt systems. I personally think that extra cost goes into quality and longevity. You can easily wear this belt for 20 years of heavy usage on job sites. If I have one real knock against the Occidental system, it's this. They're big and heavy. I'm a pretty short person, and I really don't think that these systems are made for short people. They're probably most ideally suited to anybody that's over 5'10", 5'11". I'm under that. But for the general carpentry construction I do, it's always been worth it to carry around that extra weight burden just to have the variety of tools and fasteners that I can keep on me at all times. And again, because the thing is so well designed, the weight tends to go to places where you don't really notice it as much, and it feels comfortable throughout most of the day. So that's what I use, the Occidental Fat Lip system with Stronghold suspension. I'm 6 years in on this setup, and I don't even feel like I'm close to busting this thing. Do you have an Occidental system? Or do you think you have a better tool belt? Please let me hear about it down in the comments. As I said, I've worn a lot of tool belts over the years, and I think it's just an interesting debate. If you want one, I've linked them down below. Feel free to shop them and check out Occidental's other tools. They're all of an extremely high quality, and I think Occidental is just a great company all around. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your eyes peeled for more videos coming soon. I'm Ethan James with TheHonestCarpenter.com. See you next time. And Merry Christmas.